Welcome to the Growing Tall Poppies podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Nat Green, and I'm so excited to have you join me as we discuss what it means to navigate your way through post-traumatic growth and not just survive, but to thrive after trauma. Through our podcast, we will explore ways for you to create a life filled with greater purpose, self-awareness, and a deep inner peace. Through integrating the many years of knowledge and professional experience, as well as the wisdom of those who have experienced trauma firsthand, we will combine psychology, accelerated approaches, coaching, and personal experience to assist you to learn, to grow, and to thrive. I hope to empower you to create deeper awareness and understanding and stronger connections with yourself and with others, whilst also paving the way for those who have experienced trauma and adversity to reduce their suffering and become the very best versions of themselves in order to thrive. Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode. Welcome back to Growing Tall Poppies. I'm Dr. Nat Green, and I am beyond excited to launch Season 2 of the podcast. Whether you're a returning listener or new to our community, I am so glad that you're here. This season is going to be more powerful, more engaging, and filled with transformative stories and strategies to help you to thrive beyond trauma. If you're wondering, who is this voice in my ears? Let me introduce myself. I'm not just a podcast host. I'm a wife, I'm a mum, and I also have a background in clinical and health psychology and rehab counselling, and I've worked within the field of trauma for 35 years now. And I've now fully transitioned into work as a transformational trauma breakthrough coach and an author. I'm someone who has also walked through the fire of burnout and trauma myself. So I'll give you a little bit of background. After experiencing significant trauma as a result of a complex, unsuccessful ankle reconstruction and systemic sepsis that caused me to confront my own mortality and some additional subsequential traumas that I won't dive further into today, I can absolutely share with you that I experienced PTSD and the journey back from that. There have been so many rough times, the ups and downs that pain brought, and the desire not to even keep going at times. And I've also felt the weight of absolute exhaustion, so deep it seeps into your bones. The kind of burnout that doesn't just drain your energy, but your sense of purpose. And just to throw some more in the mix, I've also developed some bonus autoimmune conditions on top of that. So I live with chronic and often debilitating invisible illnesses that flare up when I least expect them. And I've also got complex regional pain syndrome, which is a chronic pain as a result of the impact that the surgeries and the nerve damage have had on my overall system. So I've been in that space where you question who you are beneath all the layers of that survival mode. But here's the truth. Those dark seasons have shaped the work that I do today. They've led me to uncover not just how to recover from trauma, but how to rise from it, stronger, wiser, and more authentically myself. And this journey has inspired the creation of my ABS method, a transformative approach to trauma recovery that focuses on accelerated breakthrough strategies. So this is a model with 3 key pillars. The first one is around our values and our identity. We know that after experiencing trauma, you can become really clear on what's important to you and what no longer matters. And that who you are after trauma is absolutely different to the person you used to be. And there's actually no point spending your whole time spinning your wheels trying to get back to who you were. We're far better off getting clarity on our new identity post-trauma. So this process helps you embrace this new version of you. Secondly, is emotional release, where we identify the negative emotions that are keeping us stuck and tethering you to your past. And we look to release those emotions and move forward. The third pillar is nervous system regulation. And this is what I've felt for a long time was the missing piece. This is where we help you to discover where in your body and your nervous system that your trauma may still be stuck. We know that no amount of talk therapy will be enough to fully let go and shift the residual layers and stuff that's stuck within our nervous systems. So the third pillar, we look at helping you process and release this trauma and to regulate your nervous system effectively so that you can hold space for the people that matter in your life and really hold space for yourself. So this is about more than just healing. It's about reclaiming your identity, redefining and rewiring your narrative, and living a life that feels like yours again. And I've also developed the trauma archetypes of transformation, which we explored through season 1 from episodes 33 to 40. So if you missed that, please go back to season 1 and listen to those, where we look at 7 powerful identities that reflect how people evolve through various types of adversity and trauma. So whether you resonate with the Phoenix Riser, the empowered trailblazer, or even the resilient sage, these archetypes help us understand our unique paths through trauma and into post-traumatic growth. And I've also gone on to release my latest book while we're on a break between seasons. I'll put the book link in the show notes so it's available for you if you want to check it out. It's called Break Your Trauma Cycle, the 7 Archetypes of Transformation, a groundbreaking approach to accelerating post-traumatic growth. And of course, in 2025, I'll be doing more coaching and training, and I'll be introducing you to the Phoenix Coaching Program, where I facilitate what I call the Phoenix effect, that pivotal moment when someone shifts from surviving and steps into truly thriving. It's where the magic happens, where the ashes of our past ignite and fuel the flames of our future. Now let me take a moment to reflect on what growing tall poppies means to me. The name itself holds deep significance. It's about challenging the idea that we should keep ourselves small, hidden, or quiet after experiencing trauma. It's about no longer being the best kept secret. It's about standing tall, unapologetically in our growth, even when society expects us to, or more sadly, tells us to shrink. It's a celebration of resilience, of authenticity, and of the courage to rise above the adversity. So here's what you can expect this season. Season 2 is all about depth, connection, and actionable growth. We're diving into guest interviews, I've lined up some incredible guests again this season who have all walked their own paths through trauma. They'll share not just their stories, but the lessons, the learnings, the insights, and the strategies that have helped them to move forward. These people don't just inspire, they empower and encourage each and every one of us to keep going. You'll hear raw, real conversations that explore how they navigated their darkest moments, what tools made the biggest difference, and how they found their way back to and redefine themselves. So this season, I've changed it up a bit. I'm bringing in expert guests from various and diverse fields, therapists, coaches, thought leaders, each offering unique perspectives on trauma recovery and post-traumatic growth. They'll share tools, techniques, and mindsets that you can start applying straight away. From nervous system regulation to mindset shifts, from somatic practices to spiritual growth, we're covering it all. And we'll also have solo episodes. Yes, I'll still be with you one-on-one, sharing solo episodes where I dive deep into trauma recovery tips, strategies to accelerate your growth, and reflections that I hope will feel like a conversation with a trusted friend. In these episodes, I'll be unpacking key concepts from my work, including the ABS method, the trauma archetypes of transformation, and insights from the Phoenix coaching program. We'll explore topics like how to let go of old narratives, how to reconnect with your authentic self, and how to build resilience that lasts and is sustainable in the process. So let's look at why this season matters. What I love about this podcast is that it's not just about learning, it's about transformation. My hope is that each episode feels like a spark igniting something within you. Maybe it's hope, maybe it's clarity, maybe it's the courage to take just one small step forward. I know firsthand how isolating trauma can feel. Even after you've done the therapy, read the books, and tried all the tools, there can still be that niggling, lingering sense of, why am I not further along? That's exactly why Growing Tall Poppies exists. To remind you that growth isn't linear, that healing isn't a destination, and that you are never, ever alone on this journey. Before I wrap up, I want to share a personal reflection. One of the hardest parts of my own recovery wasn't the trauma itself, it was the aftermath. The questions like, who am I now? What do I do with this pain? And will I ever feel like me or even whole again? I didn't have all the answers then. And honestly, I still don't have them all now. But I've learned that the answers often come in the doing, in the small, brave steps that we take toward ourselves each and every day. One of my other biggest learnings has been that I had to stop, to slow down and give myself permission to take a break and give myself the gift of getting clarity around my identity, my purpose, and I can now honestly say that what I am now referring to as my sabbatical, these past couple of years, has allowed me to do just that. And I'm really excited about what lies ahead as I embark on my mission to continue to change the trauma landscape from what has been so commonly accepted as taking years, if ever, for any results and improvement. And I am so honoured that you are all on this journey with me. and that we can learn from each other and not have to take years to go from trauma to move into post-traumatic growth. We can absolutely accelerate our move into post-traumatic growth and our recovery and rise together as the phoenixes that we all are. And that is what this season is all about, taking those steps and rising together. So as I wrap up today, whether you're tuning in from your morning commute, on a quiet walk, or curled up with a cup of tea, or as I prefer, coffee, I invite you to join me for this next chapter. Let's explore what's possible when we stop hiding our scars, stop staying small, and start seeing our scars as the roadmap to our growth. Season 2 is here, and I just know it's going to be extraordinary. Thank you so much for being on this journey with me. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'd absolutely love for you to rate the podcast and leave a review if you find value in these conversations. And share the podcast with someone that you think needs to hear it. That is how you can help me on this mission to transform the lives of more and more people who've experienced trauma. I'm Dr. Nat Green, and this is Growing Tall Poppies, where we rise, we grow, and we thrive. See you in the next episode. Bye for now. Thank you for joining me in this episode of Growing Tall Poppies. It is my deepest hope that today's episode may have inspired and empowered you to step fully into your post-traumatic growth so that you can have absolute clarity around who you are, what matters the most to you, and to assist you to release your negative emotions and regulate your nervous system so you can fully thrive. New episodes are published every Tuesday, and I hope you'll continue to join us as we explore both the strategies and the personal qualities required to fully live a life of post-traumatic growth and to thrive. So if it feels aligned to you and really resonates, then I invite you to hit subscribe, and it would mean the world to us if you could share this episode with others who you feel may benefit too. You may also find me on Instagram at Growing Tall Poppies and Facebook, Dr. Natalie Green. Remember, every moment is an opportunity to look for the lessons and to learn and increase your ability to live the life you desire and deserve. So for now, stay connected, stay inspired, stand tall like the tall poppy you are, and keep shining your light brightly in the world. Bye for now.